and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable, where today we're taking a look at the assembly elections in Gujarat and Himachal, with the election dates have been announced finally for the Gujarat Assembly. Why they took so long is anybody's guess. I think as political analysts, we can make a pretty shrewd guess as to why the date of the result was announced, but not the dates of the polling themselves. Apart from that, what is at stake over here? In both the states, the BJP feels it has a high chance. It's already the ruling governments over there. Will it hold on to its states, or will the Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party be able to wrest it? The Congress, as you know, is very busy with the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Have they actually abandoned the playing field of the opposition to the Aam Aadmi Party, where we see a very resurgent Kejriwal playing a very hard game? So joining us to discuss this on the show, we have Dilip Cherian. He is an image guru and a political analyst. Rashid Kidwai, political commentator, analyst, and the author of many political biographies, as well as the history of the Congress party. Sandeep Ghosh, again, political commentator, editorial writer, and political analyst. PKD Nambiar, also political analyst and editorial writer. Rashid, what is the Congress doing? Let's first discuss them, because they really seem to abandon the opposition space. They're all about image building. Rahul is Rahul Jodo, but Congress jodne ke liye kya ho raha hai?
I think, Priya, there's several things that are happening, and it's not easy to kind of decode what Congress is doing, because sometimes it looks very, bizarre, out of place. So there is Bharat Jodo Yatra. I think Rahul Gandhi has detached himself for the time being from electoral politics. When I say time being, it may be till 2024. The opposition story looks very chaotic, very disorganized, but I think there is a pattern in this madness. They worked out what happened in 1977. The Jansang fought mostly in urban seats, and Charan Singh and others, they fought in rural seats. So in Gujarat, what we say, there is some kind of tacit understanding is there between, as you rightly said, a resurgent Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. Somehow idea is to, if not beat, the BJP, but to bring BJP in like 2017 position, when the BJP barely got through, just 99 seats or so. So that's the idea. Whether they succeed or not, I think Himachal story, the Congress is very confident of winning. There is a change in strategy from Rahul versus Modi narrative, where Hindu, Muslim, Pakistan, everything comes in the state assembly elections. The Congress very consciously so far is trying to avoid that, because each election Rahul Gandhi would peak early, and then it would be the BJP and Modi, etc. So I think they are fighting in a very contrasting style, and we say that the tortoise versus a hare kind of story. It's just a fable, so we do not know whether actually tortoise ever succeeded, but there is an attempt to that direction.
Thank you, Rashid. In fact, that's been one of the best analysis I've seen of the Congress campaign. I was also trying to, figure out, it's very easy to blame Rahul Gandhi. He's not interested in Bharat Jodo. But is there a strategy over here, Sandeep, to keep Rahul away? Do not make it a Rahul versus Modi campaign. Make it, literally a tortoise versus the hare campaign. No big ticket faces, but even a silent campaign. Prime Minister Modi also said they're doing a door-to-door campaign, and he's been, cautioning his workers about that. Is that what the Congress is doing, and do you think it's going to work, Sandeep?
Two parts to it, Priya. One part is Rahul Gandhi thing, which you're saying. I think that is a conscious strategy that tried to build a larger-than-life image of Rahul, so that he can take on Modi on that whole charisma level. So that's what Bharat Jodo Yatra is happening, and you see the kind of visuals, optics which they're creating. They're trying to create a messiah, or somebody who can then take on Modi on a high moral ground kind of space, rather than just attacking Modi, being what they did last time of Chaukidar Chore and the rest of it. So that's one strategy. Whether it will work or not, we have to see. I'm sure BJP is observing very closely. But in terms of building that image, the way at least they're trying to do, I think they have been quite successful so far there. Now, when you come to Gujarat and Himachal, again, Himachal, what Rashid's analysis, I agree. In fact, they're not really going, Rashid, to my mind, faceless. They have local faces. They have, though they may not very clearly articulate a chief minister candidate in that sense, or we don't know how it will happen, but they have got fairly prominent faces in the local pockets. They are trying to, that is going, and I think there it'll be a fairly straightforward anti-incumbency kind of a factor, and how BJP is able to roll it over like they did in Uttarakhand, we have to wait and watch. Gujarat is, I think, more intriguing,
Mm.
if not, a little. And there, while these are popular theories about urban versus rural, and Congress having a tacit understanding, though despite going on claiming that BJP is its Aam Aadmi Party is BJP second team and things like that. Uh, where I find a disconnect in the Gujarat one is Congress may be doing an indivisible door-to-door thing, which Modi is saying, but they are not really again posing any strong, face out there. See, I think
Mm.
Gujarat is a classic case where shows Rahul Gandhi's temperament of giving up something if he, fails the first time. Last time he came very close to pushing the BJP out, and that is
Mm.
something he ought to have, kept going at. In fact, he told that during the campaigns that I'm not going to leave Gujarat, I'm going to stay on. But he seemed to have totally abdicated it. And
Okay.
neither are there, people like Gehlot or anybody doing that. So it was just, I'll take less than half a minute more. You see, otherwise you would have said Gujarat is something for Congress is taking. No party, after 25 years, the kind of anti-incumbency you have, you could have really taken it on, and it'll be a miracle of sorts if, BJP not only comes back, but comes back with a big thumping or a big majority, better than what they did last time. And that is where one can't understand what Congress is up to.
So Dilip, you help us understand, you're a brand builder, this thing, and also you have an insight into what is happening in Himachal. But let's first talk about Gujarat. Do you think Congress is abdicating, or do you think they're actually playing it smart by not making it a Rahul versus Modi fight?
I'd be very surprised if the Congress is actually playing it smart. I think the Congress is at the moment focused on what it is best at, building personalities into larger than life, and they actually are focused on that. And that, I think, that stream of consciousness of the so-called Congress mind needs to be left alone to see what they can achieve with that. In an operational sense, the problem is the Congress has an excess of democracy, and that has proven to be its doing and undoing multiple times. So is there a leadership in Gujarat which is actually working in stealth mode? My answer is, I don't know. I suspect not. But as a result of this abdication of that space, is something happening that may well happen, because Congress workers exist. Congress has a kind of support base in Gujarat. And if anything happens, it will be, as I said, by default, not by design. That's the first thing. Also, I think that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is, as everybody, Rashid and Sandeep has mentioned, are really not part of the 2022 election narrative. We need to leave that out of it. They may think that there is some rub-off effect. There will not be. It is obviously programmed for some time frame, which we don't know, certainly not 2022 elections. Coming to Himachal, I think that what is missing there on both sides is a narrative. I mean, the narrative that there is an anti-incumbency thing isn't actually very valid in any state. Where voters are voting for Mr. Modi, there isn't an anti-incumbency factor that any party can rely on. Now, Aam Aadmi Party is beleaguered and desperately just moving to the extent that they can using local resources. And will that be successful or not? We don't know as yet. My sense is that they're clearly making some kind of an impact for the sense of worry and the pall of sort of anxiety that you see in the ruling party in Gujarat.
Okay. PKD, first of all, congratulations on your new book on brand building. So, I don't know whether you have political brands in it also, but we are, today's conversation on the kind of branding Rahul is doing. Rahul versus Kejriwal. How do you see that playing out, especially in Gujarat?
Thank you, Priyaji. One thing I'll tell you that the Gujarat is very different. I may have a little different narrative altogether because I've traveled a little bit in Gujarat over the last 1 month. So there are a couple of things generally in an election, especially when a party is going to the election again after 25 years of ruling or plus 20 plus years, there is supposed to be a huge anti-incumbency. Then almost a 4.5 lakh plus new voters, the first time voters. So they're supposed to be the young minds who was always rebellion. And 2017 versus 2022, when we are talking, there is no Patidar movement. There is no anti-establishment movement, or maybe there may be some people are claiming that there are some silent moves are happening, maybe door to door and etc. That is bound to happen because if you recall in the last election, it was 49% of the polling, the total vote came to BJP. Despite that, they could only get 99 the seats. So I think Gujarat is a mecca for BJP. So they will do anything and everything possible for them. All their might they will use to retain in power and to do better. And there is a reason for them to do better. The high stake, it is also to send a message in a larger level that yes, this place belongs to us. And this is the right model which we wanted to propagate all across the country. So there is a Gujarat model which has been created after Narendra Modi became the Chief Minister of Gujarat. From there onwards, a vibrant Gujarat and so on and so forth. Now, as Rashid Bhai always used to say, whenever there is a division of votes in this 50%, so-called 50% odd votes of the opposition votes, this is going to be further divided with Aam Aadmi Party, maybe in some pockets or somewhere or the other way. Definitely, there even within this 50%, even if they are able to get about the 15% of the 50%, that alone will divide the vote in a major way. That will bring in the advantages of BJP to go to a 125 to 150 seats. That's what. Another thing which I wanted to say is that there is another difference I have seen. Maybe it may be because of the technology, or maybe the way we as a world is transforming, the rural and urban difference. Earlier, the way we used to say that urban means they are very different and rural means they think absolutely different. That has come down. I am not saying it's over, but that has come down so drastically, whether it is in Himachal, whether it is in, I've traveled to Himachal 3 times, but not recently Gujarat. For a research part, a little earlier. But then I realized that is very, it has come down drastically. Yeah. So because of the technology. So I think the behavior of overall electorates remain to be almost at the same level. And how do you get this fatigue out of for a political party? So what they do is that they have changing their MLAs or the candidates, they're churning out. There is no, in the last 8 years, there are 3 chief ministers in Gujarat. So there is no anti-incumbency against the chief minister or the MLAs or that part, for that matter, to the minister in that level. So being a safe route. When it comes to Himachal, I feel that it is a 50-50. The only thing the BJP is doing everything well, 24 plus rebels, which is very difficult. A small, the overall electorate is very less in every constituency. So that makes it even more dangerous for a ruling party to lose. But however, I think, again, there is a division of votes. I know that Aam Aadmi Party is very insignificant there. But even then, there are large number of seats wherein the gap, the winning margin is about 1,000 to 1,500, where even an opposition party or a third party comes, the opposition vote divides, that is in the advantage of BJP. So 2022 is going to be a BJP's one. 2024, maybe I think Rahul Gandhi is trying to grow a beard like Modi, what he did it during the COVID. I think the image guru is there. It's not that, it won't work anymore in today's time.
So Rashid, should Rahul Gandhi be worried about abdicating space to Kejriwal? We had, I think you were also on the show when Yogendra Yadav, one of the psephologists pointed out the fact that while people have a recall for Arvind Kejriwal, they don't have that much of a recall for even the Gujarat chief minister. So Kejriwal doesn't have the cadre, but he definitely has a presence on ground.
Yes, Priya. So we have seen it in many states. Mr. Kejriwal, like the BJP, has this awe and shock method. He goes and he makes all kind of outlandish claims, etc., and tries to win. But it didn't happen in Goa. It didn't happen in Haryana. It didn't happen in several other states. So we have to take. And this is also a very popular myth that the Aam Aadmi Party's rise is always at the expense of the Congress. I think Gujarat is going to be a very good test for it, because I think some of this kind of urban inroads, if Aam Aadmi Party makes in just terms of votes, etc., it will be at some extent to the expense of the BJP. In the Gwalior, there was a mayoral election, and the BJP, in spite of having Jyotiraditya Scindia and Narendra Singh Tomar as 2 union cabinet ministers, lost to the Congress urban mayoral election because 40,000 votes, BJP votes essentially, went to the Aam Aadmi Party. So this will be put to test. We must remember about Gujarat one more thing. There are 47 seats where the BJP has seldom won. So there is a constituency. There is a thing that the BJP wins 50% vote share, but because they win with a very high margin of votes in some of the urban seats that they have been controlling. So therefore, it's a little lopsided. So we cannot talk about 150, etc. BJP is very good. It's a Jublabas party. They always say 200 par, 300 par, 150 par and all. I think even this time around, even their insiders claim it's a struggle for anything over 100. So this is a thing, because Priya, just one thing we must remember, you referred to Bhupendra Patel. See, he's the first time, he was not a minister. Everybody who's in the cabinet today was not, minister in the previous government. So what I'm saying is that 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, MLAs were not made ministers. Now, this is a big oddity in terms of, local balance. But of course, they can pull it off in the name of Mr. Narendra Modi, but we have to wait and watch.
Fair enough. So Sandeep, how do you see the Aam Aadmi Party's campaign going? It's also very Kejriwal centric, but apart from that, it's not really, they are pandering to the right wing. They're raising uniform civil code, Lakshmi and Ganeshji's pictures on currency notes, etc. Sandeep.
Aam Aadmi Party tries to do everything in the book or outside the book. And they managed to hype up. I was just seeing before coming to the show one clip of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi says again, Aam Aadmi Party has got the media in its pocket, whether the media in its pocket or not, at least for raising Kejriwal's profile, they were. In Gujarat, the BJP chief minister not being known is not an issue, because Gujarat is the super chief minister is Mr. Modi, and they will all vote for Mr. Modi. So whether XYZ or a lamppost is the chief minister, I think it doesn't matter. So it'll be a vote on that. But I repeat, there would be, certainly there is anti-incumbency on various fronts. When you're around for 25 years, a lot of vested interests happen. If you speak to Gujaratis, they'd say there is corruption in the system, there's nepotism in the system, all that keeps happening, and then people will try and encash. Now, Aam Aadmi Party, what Rashid said, one thing is true, it's not just that they will get the Congress votes or BJP votes, they can get votes from both ends. There is a Congress anti-incumbency also, in the sense that Congress has not been able to do anything in 25 years, despite being present. So people might lose faith in Congress and give somebody else those votes. And plus the negative votes of BJP will come there. So I would go by the popular analysis that Aam Aadmi Party will get its vote share up significantly. It may not translate into seats, and if it doesn't translate into seats, it is essentially, I would draw the parallel, which Dilip would know a bit of it, from West Bengal, where the CPIM's, electoral machinery was so strong that they could, ward off any such challenges, until that critical mass of Mamata Banerjee developed, when you have the tipping point and the swing. I don't think Gujarat is there as yet. So they will raise the thing, but BJP will, bulldoze or steamroll, whatever you want to. Bulldozer is not a good word. So maybe steamroll past a lot. And that's where I'll end by repeating, I think Congress has missed a trick. They really upped the ante, and they should have, said that, okay, we came close, but next time we are going to do. See, we told you that BJP is not going to be able to do much in the next 5 years, and so now it's our turn. They could have really turned it over.
So Dilip, you the Congress campaign, and B, you know also what's been happening with Kejriwal and his campaign. So how do you see Kejriwal's campaign?
See, in a first past the goalpost system of elections, it really is being able to strategically pinpoint the seats that you want to win and work on it. All these percentages work when you're looking at a macro picture, but someone like, say, PKD's travel into Gujarat, giving you granular detail, is what actually eventually translates into legislature seats. So, is Aam Aadmi Party working to a blueprint that we do not know? I have no clue, because that they will never reveal to anyone, inside or outside. That will be something between Kejriwal and one other person in Gujarat. That, however, is the style they follow. They know that trying to go after vote share doesn't work unless there is a sweeping mandate for them, a la Punjab or a la Delhi. So that does not seem to be the case in Gujarat. So they will probably be working on the ground, grassroots, looking at the seats where they think they can pluck victory from the two giants who are there. And that imagery in the narrative of Kejriwal, that is the imagery that works for him. Give somebody else a chance, what Sandeep was referring to. So if the numbers of people, and Gujus are notoriously cautious people, they do not want anything to disrupt their flow of business, commerce.
Correct.
So given that status, are they risk takers? The answer is no. That is not the direction that electorate works with. Also, going well past the bulldozer metaphor that Sandeep was hesitating at the edge of, the double engine narrative has worked well for Gujarat. The gigantic announcements which Mr. Modi made in Gujarat, and which is the reason why we were all alluding to the delay in announcing seats, those are all part and benefits of a double engine sarkar. So I think that is what we need to recognize and understand is working in the Gujarat model.
So PKD, I mean, you also seem to sense that Gujarat and Himachal both are going the BJP's way. Where do you see the Congress? Your view on the Congress campaign? You're saying you're not very impressed with Rahul's Bharat Jodo, clearly.
No, I think Dilip ji said, or somebody else said in the panel, that the Congress whole effort is to create Rahul Gandhi, relaunching of Rahul Gandhi once again, and to take on an alternate to Narendra Modi in the 2024. Yeah. But I remember in one of your show, I think Dilip ji said that you cannot just go and 2024 looking at ignoring 21, 22 and 23. So if that happens, if they continue to lose another 1 or 2 states, then the 2024 is a natural defeat. So there is no way they will be able to. So
but are they ignoring it? You heard what Rashid said in the beginning, that they are actually doing a campaign, a Rahul-less campaign. Take Rahul out of the equation, fight them on issues.
So and Priya, we must remember there is Kharge.
Yeah, let us remember Kharge. Yes, let us not forget
it. See, I'll tell you. See,
a moment of silence for that.
See, in business we say, Priyaji, in a business scenario, we say that we work in a marketplace. So when the market is on one side and moving on one side, if you are going on the other side, there is no way that you will make any sale. So I think in the case of Congress, it's simply this, that on the one side, Kejriwal is trying to portray. So the strategy of Kejriwal is not to win any Gujarat. The Kejriwal strategy is very simply this, that he wanted to project himself that in Gujarat is the Mecca of BJP and Narendra Modi's home turf, and he is the natural opposition leader against Modi rather than just a Gujarat. So he is portraying himself, and you will be also surprised. The regional media do not give such kind of an importance to Kejriwal in Gujarat, whether it is visual media or the print media. The amount of curiosity he has created, maybe bought or maybe whatever strategy he has done, is done in the national media. So the national media gives Kejriwal a huge importance related to Gujarat, but that is not really the case at the
region.
In the
Is
region.
the regional media giving Rahul importance, Congress importance?
Not at all. Rahul Gandhi does not even exist in Gujarat at all as of now. Another part which I just wanted to very quickly. The another most important thing: the elections are not played in the at the grassroots level with the media hype. It requires a machinery. It requires the people and each and every booth management. So that Kejriwal is no word, and Congress to an extent it is having, but it is headless chicken. The last point is that there is another major thing happened yesterday, that the Delhi MCD elections have been announced. So the Kejriwal and his team needs to focus at both the places. And remember one thing forever, that every election is the last 1 month. The moment you announce the election, that makes a huge impact. About 20 to 30% of difference happens in the last 1 month. And Kejriwal is in a escape. If he lose MCD here, then he is fixed. If the BJP and Congress will go after him. If he don't do successful, even at least he is not able to get 10,
Gujarat,
20,
then his national ambitions get hampered.
So Kejriwal is in a fix right now, I guess.
Okay. Good point about the MCD elections. But quickly, I know we are out of time, but Rashid, I just want to get you in something you said very intriguingly earlier. You also, I think you mentioned that Rahul and Gehlot were both part of the initial Gujarat win last year, the Gujarat showing of the Congress. Rahul is busy with Bharat Jodo. Why is Gehlot not around? Kharge and Gehlot have a good equation.
Yeah, but I think Gehlot is very desperately trying to retain Rajasthan, and he's also sort of seemingly fallen out with this Congress High Command culture. So therefore, there is no big, but I don't think there is absence of leadership. I disagree with all my fellow panelists. There are over 10 serious contenders for Chief Minister's post, and they are there at regional level. Last time around, if you remember, all of them actually lost election. But this time, and if they had won, those 10 faces of Congress had won, the story of Gujarat would have been different if and buts don't find place in history. I think the Congress is making a serious bid for, I would say certainly, 50 plus figure. I don't know where they will stop and where the BJP will get. It's a very interesting election. That's what I'm saying, being fought in a very contrasting style. We can go on mocking the Congress, but I think on December 8th, we will have some reasons to discuss it again. Very bizarre, Priya, very quickly. Why is Election Commission not, advancing the counting of votes of Himachal on 8th of December? Imagine the 12th of November elections will conclude in Himachal, and we have, result on 12th of December. Why? Now that the election, I think they want to give a glory to each day. One glory December 7th to Aam Aadmi Party, one day glory December 8th to the BJP, and of course 12th the Congress can be a very beneficial.
Okay, we'll wait and see. But maybe, I think at least I got an idea from a column from what Rashid said, the Congress's silent strategy and Rahul-less campaign in Gujarat. We can debate the pros and cons. Maybe I'm going to call you back for another show on that one. But thank you all for this conversation. And well, we're going to wait and watch what happens in both Gujarat and Himachal. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.